Interview time, right? We're hiring at Intern Queen, and I know so many of you are looking for new jobs or looking for that first job, looking for the internship, and you're all looking for interview advice, especially interview advice on how to answer questions when you just don't feel like you have the most credibility, right? In that area. So how do you answer questions when you just feel like you're maybe lacking the experience? So this is perfect timing for this video. We're hiring right now for Intern Queen. So I've been doing a ton of interviews. So this advice is really fresh for me. But let's say that you're applying for a social media job at Intern Queen, but all of your experience is marketing or PR related. So it's close, but it's not exactly in the social media sphere, right? The one thing that I'm gonna ask you to do before you even come into the interview is make a list of the most relevant stuff you've done. It should already be on your resume, but just in case it's not, how has your work touched social media in the past? That's really what I want you to talk about. So for example, you might say, well, while I didn't run social media for a brand, I ran influencer campaigns where 50 plus influencers were doing social media posts. And so I understand the importance of getting the captions right, getting the visual aesthetic right, and everything that goes along with a social media post. So there's so many great ways that you can tie in experience that's, I don't want to say not relevant, but experience that's like sitting on the side of the job description. There's so many great ways for you to tie that back into the company and what that specific company needs and is hiring for. The other thing I want to point out is buzzwords. I was sitting and I'm gonna see where the advice goes on this one, but I was sitting on an interview the other day and I remember the person I was interviewing was answering a question. She used the word stakeholders. My ears perked up. I was like, oh, she knows how to work on a project with different stakeholders. So it's really funny how just using sort of jargon that's related to that industry or field can really help. Again, before you go to the interview, it's all about prepping. What is that company looking for and what relevant experience do you have? For the interviews that I'm doing right now, I'm asking everybody a series of describe a time when questions, right? Describe a time when. Describe a time when. Describe a time when you were working on a project, something crazy happened and you had to push through and you achieved a successful result. Tell me about a time when you were working with a colleague and you didn't really get along, but you were able to push through for the common good and get a great result, right? I'm always looking to kind of feel out, have people been in situations that are challenging and how do they pivot? How do they navigate to find success? And you could literally tell me a story about being in your sorority and throwing a social and the photographer or the DJ vendor canceled at the last minute and you had to hire a friend to a DJ experience and you had to, rent equipment for the day. Like, give me any experience, but just show me that you can think on your feet, right? That you can navigate, that you know how to pivot, and that you can really see challenges through to the end. So when you're not feeling great about an interview, again, things that you can do is prep beforehand and make that list of every relevant experience you've had. Have a series of describe a time when answers ready. And again, I think the way to think about that is what is my most successful thing that I've done in my extracurriculars or at school, or what kind of project have I done at my internship that I can speak to. Have those times ready because it's a great opportunity to shout your experience from the rooftop and again, really make that connection for the employer. All right, the last piece of advice I have for you is be you. The days of wearing stuffy business suits to an interview and having really tight and polished answers, those are gone. Nobody wants that anymore. People want to work with people that they can relate to. So it's okay to say that you don't have the answer. It's okay to be vulnerable. You want to be you. So if you don't know how to do something and they're asking you about your experience with it, you can be honest about it, but be really quick to back it up with an example of how, well, I did this internship. I didn't know anything going in the first day. And by, day 3, I knew how to use Cision and cold pitch the media and da-da-da-da-da-da, right? So always turn a potential negative into a positive, but just be you. They're hiring you, not your resume. Good luck. You guys got this.